Shalom, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming at you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. I'd like to start off with, like the situation that happened at work. A lot of people, a lot of Jakes, I should say, know about the Hebrew Israelites. A lot of them also know that they are the true people. But a lot of them don't like to follow the ways that the scriptures tell you to. Can you bring out that Romans 11:7?
It's Romans 11, verse 7, and it says, "What then? Israel has not obtained what it seeketh for."
What then? Israel have not obtained that which is seeking for? So here it is. I had a conversation with this Jake, at work, and what he was looking for was answers. He was looking for the truth. He was looking for information, to answer his questions. You know what I'm saying? And what he was telling me was, like I read the Quran, I read this book, I got the Bible, near my bed, but he still didn't have what he was looking for. Go ahead.
It says, "But the election have obtained, and the rest were blinded."
But the election have obtained it. Those who Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have opened their eyes to see, ears to hear, because the conversation I had with this Jake was very spiritual, because he actually said, and I quote, "I hear what you're saying, but I can't see it." And I spoke plainly to him, directly out the book, directly out the scriptures, But it was an amazing thing to see that the words that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai told us is actually true. Here it is, you can have a conversation with someone and you look at them and it's like dealing with headlights. And you're reading directly out of the scriptures. Read that again, Baba Gashaw.
It's back in Romans 11:7, and it reads, "What then? Israel has not obtained that what it seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
The rest were blinded. He was blinded. He couldn't see what was playing before his eyes. He couldn't see what I was telling him. He had problems with the scriptures. He had problems understanding the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because in that same conversation, I was going through the scriptures on how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai chose a specific nation and a specific nation only. He couldn't see that. He couldn't see how Abraham had two sons, and he had to send one of his sons away. He couldn't see that. Why? Because he was in his emotions. He was in his feelings. Well, I feel as a father, I can't just let my son do that. You see, and that's your problem. You're in your emotions. When you read the scriptures, you got to take your emotions out of it. It's not about you. It's about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and his word. His will. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem that a lot of jinx are going to have during Jacob's trouble. They're going to have a problem separating their emotions from the will of the Lord. Because what he said was, he gave me a scenario. He said, if you saw your son walking to his death, you wouldn't stop him? Now, if I saw my son doing something that would jeopardize his life as a child, I would stop him. But him growing up from a child to a man, I would warn him of the things that would jeopardize his life. So as an adult, if my son does those things that I warned him of, it's on him. I can't stop him. He's a man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, quick precept. This is Isaiah 30 and I'll start at 9. It says, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And I can bring that out because, you can talk to Jake, say they want questions, well, they want answers. They have questions and they want answers. But when you tell them the hard truth, they don't want to accept it, a lot of our people, most of our people grew up in Christianity, and we know Christianity just pushes a false testimony, I should say. It's all about everything's going to be all right. But like the brother said, when you break down the truth about the scriptures, they don't want to accept it. They want to come up with all type of what ifs and, well, this don't make sense. That's not what I was taught, but hey, that's our people. They're stiff-necked people. They don't want to hear the harsh truth. They want the blow to be cushioned. They want to lay on something smooth and comfortable instead of facing the hard facts.
Because what this man was in, he was in that feminine spirit that I feel, right. that I can't see how the Lord would just allow anything like that to happen. But when you read the scriptures, what did the Lord tell the children of Israel to do as soon as they left Egypt? He told them to kill men, women, children, and animals of the people of Canaan.
Go back to, like I said, most of our people was raised up in these churches. And what's the old saying? God is good all the time. But all the time, God is good. That right there is not true. Because what the scriptures say, he said, I kill and I make alive, roughly paraphrase. I, the Lord, do all these things, But the Christianity just wants to push this lovey-dove spirit. And that, how do we have, I brought this out the other day, last week, how do we have all these different feelings? We get upset, we cry, we get happy, we get angry, we have wrath, we have peace, we have joy. The Heavenly Father gave us these things. You trying to tell me he doesn't have any of these emotions? Right. Doesn't make sense,
Like I say, when you read the Ten Commandments, what's the first commandment? Because why? Power. There you go. Like you say, God, you jealous power. Of course. You know what I mean? You feel God. You got your own people worshiping different nations in different gods. Aren't you gonna get mad? Yeah. Those are your people that you created. Those, they're just not regular people, but those are the chosen seed. A royal bloodline, man. Right. You know what I mean? And of course, why the Lord's upset. You know what I mean? Shoot, we all be upset, man. Yeah. That's why it says what? The Lord is slow to anger, but what? Great in wrath, man. And that's why, like I said, things is happening right now, as you can see.
As Proverbs 3 and 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not on thy own understanding.
Well, that's the spirit. Now I think about that earlier too. That's right, man. What's the mind, Lord? What? Your heart, man. Because what Scripture also says, what? Many are deceived by their old vain opinions, man. Like you said, they're not coming with fact. They're coming off, like you said, about how I feel.
Verse 6, it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And as going into, as you was trying to give that guy that was seeking out wisdom, you was trying to teach him the fear of the Lord. Hey, that's why you was trying to give him that, because you'll fear the Lord. But he shunned it away. Therefore the Lord's going to direct him in the ways of pretty much judgment. Judgment, indignation, judgment and indignation. That's it.
You got a question up?
Yeah. Man, you said that there was a gap in my job. We were friends. I told him about the truth. He don't talk to me. Well, he don't talk to me no more. I talked to him, but he shunned me away. Like he don't want to be around me.
And you're gonna get a lot of that. You're gonna get a lot of that even at home. Because the moment you step into this truth is the moment you repent, turn back, and follow the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. What you've actually done in essence is told everybody, forget you.
Right.
You know? The scriptures say, you got that?
Read.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got it here. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. And it says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So, although you told that Jake at your job, what you know the truth is, he's been taught by the precepts of men. You know, he's been taught, you know, like what the aunt brought out. God is good all the time. You know, not my God. You know, not my whatever. You know, so you know, that man is stuck in that.
If I mention one more thing, and it, you know, people, it's a difference between just reading to read and also reading to understand. A lot of people just read scriptures. They know scriptures off, memorize it, but do they actually understand what they're reading? Do they apply it to their life? You know, that's another thing. You can read it all you want, but you know, if you're not actually soaking it in and applying it to yourself, then what's the point of reading? You know, you're wasting time.
You got
This is a quick precept to back your brother up. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
And what do you say? Keep those things. How do you keep those things? By actually applying what you're reading, actually getting the understanding of it. You know, not just reading it. Oh, John 3:16. You know, you know that's Christian. You know, it's Christian 101.
The Greek word for readeth is so it's anagnosko. It says to distinguish between, to recognize, to know accurately, to acknowledge, to read. So that's when the spiritual discernment comes in. When you spitting out the bones and you get all the meat.
Yeah, right. You know, and you got anything else on that, bro?
No, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you know, and that's the problem that a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying? Because like the Jake I was talking to at work, I'm pretty sure that dude might have got his emotions involved to the point where what you said to him, although truthful, you know, it didn't sit right with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. That's that feminine spirit where you like a man won't accept the truth. A man won't. Yeah, bro.
Oh, no, I was going to say, you know, and the Apocrypha says pride is not made for men, right? And a lot of the problem with Jake is they have pride, and they don't want to face the fact that what they've been taught or what they learned coming up is not correct. So when you tell them the truth, they automatically want to buck up because of, you know, Jake always want to have one up on another brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead of just being humble and be like, oh, damn, I ain't know that, man. Here I am this whole time thinking it's this way. You know, because what we do, we don't just spit stuff out. We have proof. We back it up.
Yeah, come on. We speak the oracles of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, bro.
This is Galatians 4:16. It says, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
You became his enemy because he told you the truth. Oh. He became your enemy because you told him the truth. Salah. You know? And you're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get that from your family. You're going to get that from so-called friends. You're going to get that from even, you know, your mom and dad. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are looking for the information, and once you give it to them, they just don't want to hear it. They can't accept it. And the time that we're coming into, it does not require emotions. Well, let me rephrase that. The time that we're coming in, it requires you to put your emotions in check. Because if you're running off of emotions during Jacob's trouble, you could very well get yourself destroyed and your family. You know, that's why scripture says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. And that's a deep precept. Knowledge and wisdom. How do you get knowledge? Okay, bro.
Yeah, no, expound on that because, like I said, a good example is, like I said, what we do in our day-to-day lives. What happened in this street? We catch hell. You know, sometimes, like I said, hey, some brothers catching it harder, but the ones that catch it harder, you know, like I said, you got to bear their shoes. You got to think yourself. You know, like I said, be financially or family issues. And sometimes, like I said, you know, I mean, you can't let the, like I said, the flesh overtake you sometimes, because that's what happens, man. What happens? You try to doubt yourself, and oh, I'm not gonna make time for this and that. Like I said, man, we all go through it right now. I mean, we're about to go to, but at the same time, though, that's why the brotherhood, that's why this is where it's important. That's why we gotta break bread, man. All right. You know what I mean, like that's a prime example. Like I said, what I'm going through, whatever. You know what I mean? I was, even though, like I said, even though I'm experienced, but sometimes, though, you know, sometimes they catch you, you know, the demons, you know, give you doubts and, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make it the next day and this and like that. What are those? Those are doubts and demons, man. You know, give me that low confidence, man. You know, but thank the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua that I was able to actually be with a brother, break bread and talk and all that stuff. And then the next thing you know, all my words was all gone, man. And that's important, man. You know, like I said, brotherhood is gonna be a very important asset in the times to come, man. Lord willing to be with a brother, man. Only somebody that has, you know, that knowledge or hey, the Lord give you that spirit, man. Because like I said, once you, like the brother said, you get in your emotions, especially in Jacob's trouble, you lose, man. You know, that's when your overflow's gonna take the spirit, then you're just gonna start thinking irrationally. You're gonna start down the Lord, or the Lord's not gonna come for me. I gotta do everything by myself, man. And that's when that destruction gonna come.
Just to back what you were saying, of even your own people in your house will come against you. This is Matthew 10 and 36. It says, and a man's foe shall be they of his own house. You know that, I don't gotta break that down. That's simple as it for me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, bro.
Nah, you come into this thing and, you know, and we always bring it up. When you first come into this truth, man, you know, it hits you like something you never felt. It's a straight adrenaline rush. So you first thing you want to do is tell the people you care about. You know, they start looking at you like you're bugged out. You know what I mean?
That's that honey.
Right. That's right.
You know, that's that honey. You know, it tastes sweet the minute you find out you're an Israelite. It tastes sweet the minute you realize that you're a direct descendant of Yahweh Shah. It tastes sweet that you know you're a part of the Lord's chosen people. It tastes sweet until you gotta let it digest and you get the understanding of what that sweetness costs. Because although it goes down sweet, the end result is bitter. And then it gets sweet again once you're in the kingdom. But you know, you gotta go through that bitter part, you know, and that's spiritual. Because the I brought out, I create darkness, I create the light, I create good, I create evil. I brought that scripture out to that Jake, you know, and you know, the first thing out of his mouth was, I ain't never heard that before. You know, like the precept the brother here brought out, seek thee out of the book of the Lord and read. He would know that if he read the scriptures.
I got one more. It's Matthew 16 and 25. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I mean, that's part of the bitterness as well. When you come into the truth, you realize that, hey, you're going to be hated. You know, everything that you thought was life is going to be turned upside down. Yeah. It's going to be flipped upside down, but spiritually it's actually right side up. You know what I mean? Right. You know, because they hated our Messiah, right? Look what they did to him. You know, they gave it to him any way you could think of, you know? But he was doing what? He was doing what's right, what's correct. You know, so when you come to this truth, man, you're talking about, it's going to get rougher than that. Dudes you work with, that he don't really mean nothing to you, but you know, you might, on this side, he might have been what you thought a friend was. It's gonna get a lot worse than that. We about to get demonized for real, you know?
Yeah,
Hey.
Khan, I mean,
Yeah, just say, hey, just to bring the brother up, like you said, man, he that loses himself, he that saves his life shall lose it. What do people try to do? Try to save their family members, you know, they try to save their worldly possessions. You know, the scripture says, you know, I mean, when you was born, you can't take nothing else. You know, when you pass away, you know, I mean, you can't take your possessions with you. You know, like I say, coming to this truth, like I say, hey, you may lose some things, man. You know, you may lose your money, you may lose your car, you may lose your possessions. You know, like I said, that's when, you know, let's say a lot of people get their, like I say, look at 2/3, when you lose that stuff, what happened, man? You know, they lost their car that they love. Next thing you know, they feel like they're worthless now, man. You know what I mean? This world, you know what I mean, attaches you to like carnal things, man. But you have to understand that, like I said, this truth and the brotherhood is the only thing, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Yahweh Shah is the only thing that basically we got, man. You know, and the Lord's gonna test us, man, to see if we're worthy of that prize, man, which is ultimately what? Being in the kingdom and also being part of that number and the most will know to. the known multitude. Well, what you got?
I got a precept. It's Sirach chapter 2, starting at verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
There you go. What does the scripture say? That, hey man, like I said, if anybody that's new, that's the first scripture that we know, man, that you always read, man. It's Sirach, the 2nd chapter, starting first on down, man. Like I said, you come to the truth, prepare thy soul from temptation, man. You know what that is, man? You know, everything that comes with it, man. Hell, you know, sacrifice, hatred, you know, everything, man. You know, trial, tribulation, anything, man. You know, it to basically test your integrity, man. You know, are you gonna? Hey, the scripture says, "What he that endureth unto the end shall be saved," man. You know, are you willing to endure the things that's what's to come? Are you, you know, what I mean, are you prepped? Are you ready? You know, that's what the Lord gives us. Like I said, our daily life testing to see if we can handle those things, man. Rather be small or big, man. You know, the scripture says, "What my yoke is easy, my burden light." The Lord's not gonna give you something that you can't handle, but the Lord's gonna give you to a certain level where that basically you know what I mean, that's required or right for you, man. You know, and the point is, like you said, it is what you're gonna use your integrity, you know what I mean, or what you use your feelings, man. You know, and that's the battle, man. You know what I mean? Because what we've been raised in a society where everything's all feminine, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why kind of, man, and that's why what the world's all whack today, man. Relationship, everything is out of course, man. To what? To that feminine spirit, man. That's what Eve wants, man. That's why what he is so. That's why Eve can basically manipulate the minds of the people, man. So when the time comes, our temptation, whether it be the MOTB or the squid juice, what happened, man? People just flock right into it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We cannot be one of those people, man.
Yeah, just to back you up. If you be too much of a man on this side, evil have locked up. You know, if you really become, if you really move how a man should, 100%, you want to be out with it. You know what I mean? They make everything dainty and soft. Look what's being risen up right now. You know, they push for men to be women. You know, the elemental P community is just pushed crazy. You know, and this place that's why this place has to go. That's why Isaiah 66:15 must be fulfilled. You know, this place has to be cleansed. The Heavenly Father, He cleansed the earth before with water, right?
Yeah.
And look where we at now. All right, well, let's try it the other way. You know what I
Like I
mean?
said, it's time to fire.
You know?
If I made that look, you know, what you said, you know, you got the elemental feet, you got, you know, the feminine man put on a pedestal, you know, and that, all those vibrations that he is pushing, you know, those are things that can't get you to the kingdom whatsoever, you know. But this 1
Oh, that's
Corinthians
a beautiful one. Yeah, you better get it.
6 and 8, and it says, "Know ye not that the unrighteousness, that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate."
There you go, effeminate, man. No weak men, man. The Lord did not call us, man, to be weak men in this thing, man. The Lord made us, like I said, but the scripture says what? Gird up thy loins like a man. The scripture talks about when I spake as a child, I was a child. But when I became adult, I put away childish things. Like I said, man, the Lord is basically turning us to make us men again, man. You know? Yahweh Shai is that father figure, and the brother is that father figure that we needed, man. You know, this world didn't teach us how to be men, man. You know, the word teaches us how to be simps and just quote unquote nice guy, you know, how the word receives it, but what has that done for us, man? Nothing but headaches, man. You know, but you know, being a man, you know, especially a man in the Lord, man, the Lord gave us high confidence, self-esteem, integrity, you know, all that stuff, man. You know, and that's why what? These women can't trick us, man. You know?
Yeah, on this side, if you don't hold the door before a lady, you know, the world will look at you funny. You know, what kind of spirit is that, you know? Hey, what we're looking at, the women are going to be opening the door for us, you know?
Yeah.
Finish this off. It says, "No abusers of themselves with mankind." So the Lord ain't dealing with a man, women, and women, you know? Hey, those are the kind of things that's going to catch, going to be liberated in the fire to come, you know?
Yep, you know.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying? And that's real deep amongst Jake. You know? That I'm okay with how things are. You know? But going back to the Jake at the job, because it was a very spiritual conversation. Because everything that was brought out to him through the spirit, he just couldn't see it. He didn't want to believe it, you know? Because in his mind, he didn't see how any father would allow their sons, you know, to be in danger, to be in danger. But what he doesn't realize is that the time to come, you may have to drop all of that. Because it is the will of the Father. You know? You might be in a situation where, you know, your head's in the guillotine, you know, and they bring your son up. You gonna take it now? You know? Put off those mortal thoughts. And put on the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know? When the Messiah was talking with what's his name? The ruler of Jerusalem at the time. When the Lord was having a conversation with Pontius Pilate, he didn't give too many words. He kept it short and sweet. You know? He didn't break down and say, oh, help me put, nah. Because he knew what he had to go through. And that's why when the brother brought that scripture out, seek thee out of the book of the Lord and read, the Lord gave you a myriad of examples that you may go through. Somebody's gonna go through them. You're gonna have Jakes that die. You're gonna have Jakes that live. You're gonna have Jakes that be scourged. You're gonna have Jakes that lose things. We're all gonna lose things, but you're just gonna have to get out of that I feel bullshit. You know? Because it's gonna get a lot of people destroyed, especially men. Because in that day, those men with families are gonna be looking towards that man. Because in that day, everything's gonna flip. You know? Mommy ain't gonna be the head of the house no more. They're gonna be looking to you, the father. What we do, Dad? Well, I don't know. You know? Let me hold my groin in travail. Because I don't know what to do.
You know they're gonna call for their God, they're gonna call Daddy E.
That's right. That's right.
And that's like I said, that's what he wants, man. Mm-hmm. And like I said, like that's why scripture says E is wiser than Daniel. Man. That's why he been prepped all. Like I said, like you said, if like I said, if the woman don't know what to do, what do you think the man don't know what to do? Yeah, and the man, like you said, the man's gonna be provided. If he can't provide, where are you gonna go to?
So if Yahweh Shem Yahushai had not departed her wisdom, and her man don't have wisdom, what's gonna happen? If the blind lead the blind, they should both fall into a ditch. And that's what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's why faith is very important. Because when you have faith and the understanding or the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, your emotions get drawn out quick. Because you're gonna have to leave that behind. You're gonna have to drop your emotions and just totally depend on Yahweh Shem Yahushua for everything. Even what you go through now, you're just gonna have to let it go and just know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua deemed it that way. If you're going through a problem, the Lord got you going through a problem for a reason. Your children die? Oh, well, the Lord ordained that for a reason. You're going through afflictions in the flesh, the Lord got you going through that for a reason. But a lot of Jakes don't understand that because, like I brought out, Jake don't open up the book of the Lord and read. You know? And it's going to catch him as a snare. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. Here it is. Next week. Is it next week, Wednesday? They're talking about another rate hike. You got issues with the financial system, the railroad system, the trucking system, the financial system, the food system, wars, rumors of war. All of this is happening around the people, and here it is, you know, they're walking around as if everything is cool. I don't care about the other nations. I'm referring to Jake. You know? So going back into the conversation I had with that Jake at the job, here it is. I'm bringing out scriptures that he's never heard before. And it's cool. But I'm keeping it at a low level. Because you don't want to throw your pearls to swine. You know? But you want to keep it on the level that you don't know if the Lord's going to deal with them a little later or what. You know? So, you know, I'm talking to him. You know, we having a good conversation. Then I asked the Jake, do you believe in the Bible? And he said no. He said no. So when he said no, in my mind, click, get cut off. But he kept following me, looking for answers. So I, you know, through the Spirit, I'm answering his questions, because although he don't believe, he's asking questions, relevant questions too. You know, he has a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge, and I saw that in him. So I continued my conversations with him. You know, it's not like the people who come up here who say that they don't believe in the Bible and they walk off and you'll never see him again. This Jake was a little different. So I stuck with him a little more, you know? And when the conversation was over, he looked at me and like I said, that conversation was spiritual. He looked at me and said, there's something keeping me here and I don't know what it is. And I said, you're here because the Lord wants you here. If the Lord didn't want you here, you would not be here. You know? The other Jakes in the conversations left, but he stayed. The whole 2 hours. You know, when you're gonna run into that. You know, and what I told him during the course of the conversation, you know, I brought out scriptures for everything that he said, or everything that the Spirit was upon me to give him. But at the end of the night, I gave him the Lord's name, I gave him the Son's name, well, I gave him the Father's name, and I gave him the Son's name. What he does with that is between him and Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So you'll have a conversation with someone, and you'll tell them the truth, and you'll give them the information that you think through the Spirit the Lord is telling you to give them. Or, let me say that again. You'll give a man the information that the Lord is telling you to give him through the Spirit. You know? And if the Lord don't want him, the Lord won't accept him. You bring up that John 14:17, Brother Michelle?
John 14.
Start at 16.
Start at 16. This John 14:15, it says, if you love me, keep my commandments.
If you love, you want to bring it up? If you love the Lord, keep his commandments. Although we know that you're not saved by the law, but you follow the law. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 16, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter.
So if you're following the law, you're following the law through faith. You know? Because contrary to what everybody thinks, your Savior is not that pastor who's at your local church talking to the Lord. You know? So you have to maintain that relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Do what he says. If he says keep the law, keep the law. You know? Go ahead.
If I may add to that, that comforter is that Holy Spirit, you know, that is placed upon different men to get the Spirit of truth, you know, the Spirit of Yahushua, you know, and that's how you get the understanding and the wisdom and knowledge, you know, to know the things that are coming, you know, so you can be saved about the situation you're in, you know. And it reads on, it says that you may abide, that he may abide with you forever. Verse 17, even the Spirit of truth, and whom the world cannot receive.
Now, let me bring this out right quick, because this is very important too. The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we make void the law through faith? Yahweh Shem Yahushua forbid. Yea, we establish the law. So we have to establish these things, and we got to tell the people to do so. Because the scriptures also say any man who tells anybody not to follow the law, well, I'll just go get it. Go ahead, bro.
It says, I'm going to read that one more time. Even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth in you, and shall be in you. You know?
Yeah, Con. You want to expound on that while I look for this precept?
Hey, and that's what we hope we keep and we endure unto the end and have, you know, so we can make our way out of the trouble, you know, because hey, if the Lord's not dealing with you whatsoever, you know, you will catch wreck on yourself, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure that you seek the Lord before the end comes, you know.
That mercy door is closing, you know, as in the time of Noah, you know, when that door shut on the ark, you know, it's the Lord doing that, you know. So hey, when the Lord is done having his men teach his word, you know, that spiritual ark on this side is going to be closed as well, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, but you finish
verse 18, and it says, and I will not leave you comfortless.
He's not gonna leave you comfortless. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to put that feeling shit behind you, because you have to understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushua hadn't lied about anything. He's not a man that he should lie. In other words, he doesn't lie like men. You know? He sent us a comforter so that in that day we can be confident in knowing that we're protected through him if we keep his law, statutes, well, if we maintain the faith and keep his laws to the best of our ability. But we're not saved by the laws, as I said earlier. We're saved through faith, through grace. You know? Go ahead, bro.
One more verse on that. It says, yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but ye see of me, because I live, ye shall live also.
We see the Lord. Although he's not here, you're looking at the Lord. You know? You hear him through us, through his prophets. You see him through his prophets as well. We are, let me put it this way, he's our example to us to show the world. You know, we're that light that can't be hid. We're that light on the mountain. It can be pitch black. And you can light a candle and you'll be able to see that candle for miles away. You know? But what the people don't understand is what they were given just in conversation. Here it is, you gave a man wisdom in conversation. You know? And through that conversation, he's not talking to you no more. But meanwhile, in conversation, I had a conversation with a man who was listening. So it takes all kinds, you know? That's when you got to use discernment, you know, to realize who's getting it, who's not. Who's accepting it, who's not. Although ultimately, it's not up to you nor me, it's up to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's another thing I told the Jay. You know? Because I said, yo, look, man, it's not about you. It's about the Lord. It ain't about me, it ain't about you. It's about the Lord. And once you realize that, once you realize you have no control over nothing, you should be working on deadening that fear real quick. Because you don't control nothing. Everything's through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Through the flesh, women, we get a little startled or, you know, like a little afraid here and there. But, you know, to get to the point where during these times that's coming, you know, to just break down and lose what we've got, what was the point of even having it? You know, this calamity isn't for us. It's for them. It's for them. Those who hate you, Those who don't want to listen, those who don't want to turn back, those who won't repent, those who scoff, those who this, those who that. It's for them. We're going to have our martyrs. We understand that. But ultimately, we win. And once you know you won, what is there to fear? You know? It's like going in a boxing match with Mike Tyson and you already know the outcome because it's been rigged. We got the playbook. This game is rigged.
Right.
We know the outcome, so what is there to fear? So these times that's coming, those men who are gonna fear, those men who are gonna quake in their boots, are those who didn't seek the Lord before the doors closed. Don't worry about them other people. The scriptures say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Am I worried about if am I worried about if my cousin's getting it? No. He knows about it. I'm done. Don't worry about that. Work out your own salvation. Do what you need to do to get right. Because, as I was telling the Ark on the way over here, the time's coming where you're going to have to dig into that spiritual debit card. Lord, you said if I did the work, you'd save me out of these calamities. You may have to say it just like that. And it's cool. Because the Lord did say, if you do what I say to do, you ain't got to go through a lot of what's coming. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to go through what you're going to go through. But at the end, the Lord's going to be there for you. You got to believe that. Fear comes through the lack of faith, period. It's amazing. People have more faith in the vehicles that they drive down the street that's more explosive than the fear of the scriptures. Because they haven't read them. They haven't read them. You got to maintain your integrity in this. You got to maintain all that you have in this. You know, you're going to go through your demons. You know, you might have, you know, your demons at home and the demons at the job and the demons at the bank. I went to the bank this morning, it was a demon. I'm in the drive-thru, she being a demon. Edomite. That was expected. I expected that from her. I'm in the drive-thru, the screen pops up. Hi, sir, may I help you? You hold on 1 second. And before I can utter a word, I said, hold on 1 second. The screen went blank. I'm like, demon. But you're going to be faced with that. And so with that, you're going to have to learn how to develop patience. You're going to have to be patient with those who are impatient. You're going to have to know how to deal with people that cut you off. Because trust me, the time's coming where you might be going somewhere and you get cut off. You might be holding a relative's hand who's close to you, and someone cut you off or bump you and you lose grip. That didn't happen by circumstance. That happened because the Lord allowed it to happen. You just have to understand these things. You're going to have to build patience. You have to build faith. You're going to have to build your integrity. And integrity don't come overnight. You ain't going to find integrity overnight. It's not developed that way. Integrity is built over time. You know? Through certain circumstances. You know, experiences. How do you deal with these things? You know? That's the time that we're coming into. So this grace period is not only a time for you to get right, but it's a time for you to start controlling those fears that actually bogs you down. The scriptures say, put off the weak nature. Let that shit go. I'd be a hypocrite if I sat here and said I don't fear. Yeah, I fear some things. But through grace and through faith and through doing the work and through the brotherhood and through this right here, I'm learning I don't need that shit I used to do. That's when you know that you start to grow. Is when you start, to start. That's when you know that you're grown. Is when you're starting, to shed shit that you may think that you needed 20 years ago, 5 years ago in my case. I thought I needed all this shit. Why? Because I was fearful. Spirit came upon me. A huge rush of fear hit me. Started buying all this shit. Had a bag this fucking big. I couldn't carry it. Now I had a backpack. And in my backpack, I don't even have the shit that I got 5 years ago. Because over time, I learned through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to get rid of that fear. To build yourself up. That's what this time is about. To build yourself up in the faith. Because once you, like I said, once you build yourself up in the faith, that fear is out the fucking window. It really is. I don't look over my shoulders the way I used to. Because I understand that if anything happens, it is because the Lord sanctioned it. And there's nothing you can do about it. That Jake, he's in fear. He doesn't know how to get out of that fear. And he won't know how to get out of that fear because he's not applying himself the way that he should through the scriptures. He may be in the scriptures now, I don't know. But you better get on the ball. You better believe. You got something?
No, it's Proverbs 9 and 10. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord, not the fear of Sean, not the fear of Ray Ray, not the fear of Esau, not the fear of Moab, not the fear of these Hamites. The fear of who? Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because once you understand the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, what's there to fear? Although we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we used to fear. We used to fear because we didn't know. I've heard that. You read that out of the book of Psalms, Prophet the Show? I've heard that many times. Is it the book of Psalms? Do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? I've heard that many a times and never understood what it meant. Never understood. I didn't know what what the valley of the shadow of. Yeah, bro, can you bring it up?
This Psalms 10 and 3.
This is Psalms chapter 23 and verse.
Because this is the time that we're entering into. This is what we're entering into. Because when you read the book of Daniel, those dry bones in the valley, you're here. This is that valley. And it's not but dry bones all over the place. With no sinews, no skin, no flesh, no nothing. They're thirsty. They're 100% dehydrated. They have nothing. Yeah, bro.
This is Psalms 23 and verse 4. It says, yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Although I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That's Babylon. That's right here. That's all you Israelites have ever dealt with. Walking through this fucked up valley in fear. Because you didn't know. Here it is. Nana is like afraid of her grandson or granddaughter going out in the street. That's fear. Although we were put here to be corrected, but that's the fear of walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me."
That thou art with me. Who's with them? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is with the elect. You see, a lot of people read that scripture and think that they could call on the J word and that demon is with them. And what the brother brought out, what's the first commandment? Thou shalt have no other God before me. And I told that Jake that. When you call upon that J word, you're conjuring that spirit. And his face was like, oh shit. I never looked at it that way. That's why he and our conversation kept going. Because shit was clicking with him. So that scripture, go ahead, bro, can you read it again?
God, this is Psalms chapter 23 and verse 4. It says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil."
I'm not fearing shit. We understand what this is about. Our being here right now. We know what this is about. But what's keeping you here right now? Are you fearful now? No. Because you're here. You're here. You don't feel that fear that a lot of people fear just walking up. You learn how to put that behind you. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to work with it. You know? You learn how to deal with it. Because trust me, if you were fearful, knowing what you know about how bad it's going to get, would you really be here? I'd say no. But the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua got you here. Your faith is what's keeping you here. Because you believe in something that 2/3 just don't. You believe in two names that a lot of people will not call upon. Yahweh or Yahushua. You're not going to call on Leroy. You're not going to call on, yeah, right, Bruce Leroy to come and help you. We're going to call on Yahweh or Yahushua in that day. Because he said, when they call upon me, I will hear them. You believe that. That's faith. That eliminates the fear of being alone during these times. It eliminates that fear shit. I feel. Get that shit out of your vocabulary. Not you, bros, but, you know, edifying, you know, the people out there. Get it out your vocabulary. Fear is a very, what's the word? Fear will break you down to the point where you will start acting like a bitch. Fear will break you down to the point where you will lose yourself. That's what we're coming into.
The only thing we should be fearing is the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
That's right.
You know, what he said, he's a jealous power.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put your fear into anything else. I mean, we are in the flesh, so you know, we naturally fear things. Like the brother saying, man, we have to build ourselves up. It takes time. We're not going to get rid of your fear overnight. You know, like we brought out what integrity is. You got to chip away at it. You know what I mean? The number one thing you should fear is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because that's our salvation. I mean, that's how we get out here. Big road. Yahushua is our salvation. Slap. You know? So that's what we should be fearing. We should take, when you take off the old man, you get rid of the fears of this world.
This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1. And this is going into everybody's talking about the fear and everything like that, because in this chapter it mentions, you know, the oil, and that's having the understanding of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. In order to have that understanding, you gotta have the fear of the Lord, right? So this is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1. It says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. All right, so going into the 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. 5 of them had the wisdom, all right, which is that oil, and the other 5 didn't. All right, and right now we're gathering that oil. We're getting ready for the time of evil that we're about to come in. All right, so going into verse 3, it says, they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. So they didn't, take the understanding. Or you got brothers on the highways or byways that's preaching this word. You got so many people that's walking by. Or they're not gathering that oil. But then you have the sincere brothers and the sincere sisters that's coming out, listening to the videos, the live lessons, and so on and so forth, getting that oil. So it says, but the wise took the oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Verse 7, then all virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamp are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. So basically going into it, it's like, we can't help you now, all right? We try to give you the understanding. We try to, break the scripture down to you, but you didn't want to hearken into it. So now you're going to be left out without that oil when the time comes. This is Matthew 25, 1 through 9.
Yeah, Con. I mean, the bro hit it right on the point. The time that is at hand is none like it. You ain't never hear children crying on a level that you're about to hear children crying. You haven't heard the screams of women the way you're about to hear the screams of women. And what's worse is you haven't heard the screams of men the way you're about to hear the screams of men. The scriptures say that men shall be like women. That's deep. You never heard that. That's why it's very important, to prepare yourself. Get ready for these things. Because
I got it. That was
yeah, Con. Because over the time of doing this work, you've seen many kinds. You've seen kinds that came up, got it, good. You've seen kinds that came up, heard it, not so good. Then you've seen the kind that came up, heard it, kind of got it. Bring that out, brother Sean. Mark 4, start at verse 1.
And it reads, and he began again to teach by seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude.
This is Yahweh Shai preaching to the multitude. Go ahead.
So that he entered into a ship and set the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea and on the land.
So let's picture this. Yahweh Shai was preaching. And what he did was he got in a boat and he sailed out a little bit, preaching to the people. Okay, go ahead.
And he taught them many things by parables.
He taught them. Now, in order to be taught something, you're going to have to be able to absorb it. Because remember, he preached to a lot of people, but it wasn't to everyone. See what I'm saying? And you can read that in the book of Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it? Go ahead.
And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them, in his doctrine, hearken, behold.
Hearken, listen, behold.
Shema.
That's right.
There went out a sword to sow, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside,
So this is a parable of the sower. You know, there was a sower who went out to sow. Go ahead.
Read that one more time. And it came to pass, he sowed, and some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
So imagine this. You're sowing your seeds, and you know, you're digging in your little seed basket, and some fall where they shouldn't have fell. You know? It should have fell on good soil. It should have fell on the soil. Right? Go ahead.
And some fell on stony ground,
And some fell on stony ground, concrete. You know? Go ahead.
where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprung up, because it had no depth of earth.
Right. It has no foundation. It has no foundation. So you can picture this in our time. You got a garden. You got a little walkway in your garden. You know, you sprinkle some seeds, you know, on the grass, whatever, you know, to help your grass grow, but some seeds fall on the concrete where your pavement is. That's not going to grow. That's what he's talking about there. It'll sprout up as if it wants to do something, but it has no foundation to grow into. Go ahead.
It says, but the sun was up and was scorched. You know, so,
Yeah, right. They burnt. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, you know, they burned up. They dried up. They withered away. Go ahead.
and because it had no root, it withered away.
No root. What's our root? Our root is Yahweh Wah Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Period. Point blank. Go ahead.
Some fell among thorns.
Some fell among thorns. You could have roses over there. You know how roses grow. They wild. You know, they got thorns and they look pretty. But you know, when they grow wild. They grow all over the place. You know, you may have had some seeds that fell into that. The sun was up, but those seeds couldn't get the nourishment of the sun. It was overshadowed by the weeds, by the thorns. Go ahead.
And the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded not fruit.
And that's what happens. Those thorns could be other doctrines, you know, that will choke what you've already gathered. You know, you might have this understanding, and then you go over here and hear something else, and you know, you start doing that. Now you're all confused. Like the Jake I told you about. He said he had the Bible and the Quran. He was confused. He didn't know what to believe or how to believe in anything. Go ahead.
And others fell on good ground.
Others fell on good ground. What's the good ground? The word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. These scriptures. The word as it is written. We don't deviate to the left or the right, you know, to help our doctrine. No, we follow the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai as it is written. You got a question? It should be coming out of the scriptures. I should be giving you my own vain opinion on what something is that you know, the Lord said, you know, to read about. This is that good ground. This is that good soil. Where you standing on right now, although it be concrete, you're standing on good ground. You're standing on a solid foundation where you're able to grow your roots. And once you grow that root, you know, when you get that rigidness, you know, to your root, what are you gonna fear? Are you gonna fear the wind? Nah, you're already dug in. You gonna fear the flood? Nah, hell no. You want the nourishment. Hydrate me. You know, this is that water. You're the seed. This is the water. This is that spiritual water. This is that water where you won't thirst no more. Yeah, bro.
And it says, and another fell on good ground and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased.
That's what this is about. Starting with the elders on down. What they did was stood on good ground you know, and brought up good fruit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They have a very strong foundation in this. And they teach men to do so. Trust me, if you fall out of line, you get corrected. That's what this is about. Go ahead, bro.
He brought forth some thirsty, and some 30, and some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, he that have ear to hear.
He that have ear. He that have ear. You know, like that jerk. So like that Jake said, I hear you, but I can't see it. He had the ears to hear, the cardinal ears to hear, but he couldn't see it because he was in his emotions. He was in his feelings. And it blocked him. Although we know Yahweh Shem Yahushua did that, but you know, he was blocked. And it's a beautiful thing to see the scriptures happen right before your eyes. It's a very beautiful thing to see that verse that brother bringing out right now happen right before your eyes. Go ahead, bro.
And when he was alone, that was it on that.
Read your last verse again.
Okay, come on. And when he was alone.
Not before that.
Okay. Verse 9. Okay. Verse 9. And he said unto them, he that have ears to hear.
He that have ears to hear. If you hear this, that's a blessing. Blessed are your ears, for they hear. Blessed are your eyes, for they see. That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. Amongst billions of people, Yahweh Shem Yahushua open up your eyes and your ears to hear and see these things. GMS is the only camp where we see chariots and know what they are. Go ahead, bro.
And then when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High.
Unto you. Your conversations with that Jake at work, it might not have been for him, but it was unto you. You know? It was unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. You know, and I'm pretty sure that we all have had our conversations with other people in the world. But just be happy you're still in it. Okay, bro.
But unto them
that are without what? Without the name of the Father, the Son, without the Holy Spirit, without the Word, without anything. Let the dead bury the dead.
It reads, all these things are done in parables. Meaning,
yeah. Go ahead, bro. You can
meaning pretty much it's a parable unto them. You know, it's that mystery that they still can't understand. You know, the Lord is saying these things, and we the sheep hear my voice and they follow me. You know, we're seeing these things for what they are. You know. Continuing on, it says that seeing they may see and not perceive.
Seeing that they may see and not. So that's spiritual, bro. Seeing that they may see and not. So you can look at something and not perceive it spiritually, because you're not spiritual. Go ahead.
Read it one more time. That seeing and they may see and not perceive, and hearing and they may not hear and not understand.
That Jake said, I hear you, but I can't see it. He did just like this. I can't see it. The Lord put that spiritual blinders on him. I can't see it. And when he said that, bro, I was like, oh, shit. But why do y'all shoot me out of shot for opening up my eyes? Because I don't want to be like him. Ever. You got more on that?
It says, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins shall be forgiven them. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable?
Let me talk on that. Least that any times their sins shall be forgiven. So if Yahweh Shem Yahushua didn't open up their eyes, does he want their sins forgiven? That's cold. That's cold. But it's the Lord. It's righteous. They've done something in their previous life. They've done something to come back in this life where the Lord just closed the blinds on them. And that's what the people don't understand. How can a God allow a man to choose one son above another? How is that possible? Well, you don't understand the Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not a respecter of persons. You know that if you read the scriptures. Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, it is not to him that willeth, but the will of the Lord. I believe that's what the book of Romans chapter 9.
Yeah.
It's all of the Lord. You got more on that? You got something, bro?
Yeah, I had a quick one. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, and I start at verse 12. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Heavenly Father. So going into the teaching was given to us. Right? The mysteries, the parables, for us to understand. Right? Through grace and through faith. Verse 13, it says, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Verse 14, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Heavenly Father.
The natural man. What's the natural man going to do? He's going to fear a lot of shit. Imagine the lights go out and you feel something crawling up your arm. The natural man, oh.
That's that flight or fight, you know what I mean, that they talked about.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, Jake, hear a noise in the woods.
What's that?
What was that stand up? He's like, let somebody, Cedric the other time, he said, let somebody get up and start running right now.
Everybody running.
Get listen.
Come on, bro. The natural man. That's what the natural man does. Now, don't get me wrong, we're in the flesh. But at some point, you're going to sit back and say, you know what? I'm good. Now don't be simple. You know, get out of the way of danger, of course. But don't have that fear that you're going to see a lot of people have. That's what natural men do because they don't understand the spiritual. You know? They're stuck in that carnal mindset. You know, I gotta do something. Okay, bro.
Chill out. Going on what you were saying earlier about the Lord being our rock. It says Psalms 18, starting at verse 2, it says, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. Verse 3 says, I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies.
Man, bro.
Just from my time being out here, from where I started to where I am now, I see and apply the scriptures more and more, and it allowed me to govern myself accordingly. You know, certain times you'll see 2/3, and I honestly believe what I'm reading and applying it, because you have people there be mugging at you, or you know, cut you off in traffic and different things, and if you're not spiritually where you need to be, you'll be cursing at them or mugging them back and forth, and next thing you know, you get shot in the street somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put that judgment on you. But allowing yourself to stay in the word, you know, with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you'll be able to safeguard yourself, you know what I'm saying, and you know, remain in the spirit.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I was gonna add, I had watched this lesson and I put it kind of like in my playlist for spiritual man videos. And the brother Jeremiah, GMS in Chicago, he did a lesson going into emotional men on righteousness. Right? Because what that natural man does, he always goes off of emotion. He get rebuked. Right? So like you said with the instance of the car thing, you got to be spiritual because at the end of the day, the Lord could be preserving you from a car accident to let that person push you off. So that's how I look at it when I be driving. I just let the demons go, and I get there when I get there.
That's right.
But going back to the precept, I'll finish it out. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14, it says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Heavenly Father, for they are foolishness unto him."
Papa, so let me speak on that. The natural man ain't gonna have faith. Period, point blank. Well, I mean, he's not gonna have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's gonna have faith in carnal things. He's gonna believe his guns are gonna save him. He's gonna believe that Babylon the Great is gonna deliver him. He's gonna believe that his local church is gonna be there for him. Shalom. He's gonna believe that his local church is gonna be there for him. He's gonna believe in that
401k.
That-
Pull that shit up.
that 401k, the mob, the Karagma. He's going to believe in everything but what he should believe in.
Well, he believes that things are going to get back to normal.
A lot of jakes believe that.
He's just going to keep, no matter what he sees going on around him, because he's not being spiritual, he thinks sooner or later it's going to get back regular. You know what I mean?
Not going to happen.
He's gonna cut the crunch.
Wow.
Cut the crunch. I knew he was gonna come up tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you finish that out.
It says, "For they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are not spiritually discerned."
They are foolish. We look foolish to them right now. Standing out here in almost freezing temps, preaching the scriptures. We look foolish to a lot of people, but we do it because we fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We do it for fear. Faith, our faith got us out here. So when they look at us like, look at these idiots. Not knowing that we rich. We are rich. Because we're entering a time when, like I said earlier, you might have to, not may have to, you're gonna be happy you out here doing the work. You're gonna be happy you've been out here doing the work. Whether you've been teaching, preaching, prophesying, helping the prophets, whatever. Let you miss a week.
You're going to feel like shit.
Yes, sir.
You're going to feel, you know how when you was a kid and you did something embarrassing, and your whole family knew, you walk around with your head up.
See, the thing about that too,
You feel like you owe the truth. You miss 1 week. You feel like you owe the truth.
see, the thing about that too is, those demons will mess with you to the point where you'll be going through something painful in the flesh. When you be like, man, I can't stand up. I can't hold the scriptures open that long. Here it is, I got a pinched nerve and I don't even feel it. The brother brought that out last week. You were sick before camp. During camp, you don't even feel it.
Hey, brother, man. A couple years ago, brothers know, I had to walk around with a cane. I was crooked. I couldn't even stand up straight. And I would come out here and I'd be in excruciating pain when the spirit started flowing. I wouldn't even realize I wouldn't even realize it, but the spirit would be flowing, and I look, and I'm standing up. I mean, the Lord would subside the pain a little bit just so I could just,
Deal with
do the work.
Deal with it.
And if I leave here, go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Khan, the Lord will put you through those things to test you out, test your integrity. Pain in itself is fearful. Who want to go through pain? You rather lay up in the bed and relax and get well and do better. But once the 3 or so hours is over, and camp is over, and you laying in your bed getting well, it'll cross you. Damn, I could have went up. I could have been doing the work. That shit'll eat at you, bro. It'll eat at you. Texting, I can't make it. Nah, fuck it, you better make it. That's fear. When you can stand out here in pain, you can stand out here and freeze your ass off. And in sub-freezing temperatures. That's love, bro. So what we're about to, I keep harping on this because 2023, I don't know how deep it's gonna get, but it's gonna get deep. That's right.
And is it not a commandment that we come out here to wake up from love?
That's right. Yeah. Trust me. Yahweh Shem Yahushua sees what's going on. His eyes are 1,000 times brighter than the sun. There's an angel everywhere watching everything. You know? Mocking them, oh, you scared. Nah, I got your number. Just wait until the Lord opens up the floodgates.
Beautiful thing to
Hey,
fall in the
bro,
hands
seen
of the
that picture of the
living
angel?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They look like he giving the fuck about anybody's feelings.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Go ahead,
See,
bro.
hey man, that's why, hey man, the angels, man, when the Most High give the commandment, they don't, let's say they don't think, they just do it. You know, they don't say, Lord, or why should I know? They just go ahead without delay.
Yeah, because a lot of people have, you got more, you got
God, but you goes in with fear. This is Isaiah 44 and 8. It reads, "Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a power beside me? Yeah, there is no power, I know not any."
We got to get into that a little deeper. Can you start from the top of the show?
Oh, you want 8? Straight from the top.
What you just read.
This is Isaiah 44 and 8. It says, well, hold on, stop. 8. "Fear ye not,
Fear ye not.
neither be afraid."
What are you afraid of? What are you fearing? You got the playbook. You got the coach. You got the coach's X and O's. You got the offense and the defense schedule. You got the playbook. What are you fearing for?
Yeah, and our playbook has their playbook in it.
That's right. Yeah, right. You know, we got the offense. Yeah, right. You know? What are you afraid of? Yahweh Shem Yahushua already told us we won. We just got to play it out. We playing it out. Prophetically. Go ahead, bro.
We got their playbook is Psalms 83. You know, they have their whole thing is to keep us out of remembrance of who we truly are. You know, we know that now. You know, continuing on, it says, "Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from the time, and have declared it?"
What time was that? What time was that? What time did the Lord tell us that these things will happen? From the beginning. From the very early stages of reading the scriptures, the Lord said that these things were going to happen. I will not destroy the earth with water, but with fire. You know? He told us that in the book of Genesis.
It tells us who the wicked is.
Come.
Malachi,
Come.
Obadiah,
Come.
Job,
Come.
9 and 24.
Moses. Moses. All the prophets. He told us this was going to happen from the beginning. So should we be surprised? We readers of the scriptures? We read the scriptures. We shouldn't be surprised of anything that happens. We shouldn't be so shocked with shit. Because you're getting the daily updates, morning, noon, and night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Some brother is bringing something out that is detrimental to what's about to happen. There's a prophet somewhere prophesying, divulging information that will keep you abreast as to what's going on. So what are you afraid of? Yeah, bro.
Ye are even my witnesses.
We are his witnesses. We are Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's witnesses on this earth. His two witnesses. Pursuing what? To the book of Revelations. We are his witnesses.
Yep.
We are witnessing the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua come to pass. We are witnessing the downfall of this wicked kingdom. We are witnessing the rise of Yasharallah. We are witnessing the fall of Esau Edom. We are witnessing all the prophecies come to pass. In this time, make no mistakes about it, bros. This is it. Never in history has the prophecies lined up the way that they lined up now. This is it. So even if a few brothers have got to die, you're gonna wake up on the other side never having to die again.
Yeah, I want to get this real quick. But the most important thing that we're witnessing is the crimes of evil. That's why the Lord got us here in the flesh. So, because what you're seeing, the Most High is the judge, all right? Yahushua is the mediator, Lord. But you need witnesses in the courtroom. We don't witness.
Testify.
Yeah, so we telling we are telling people what the fuck going on, whether they're here for good. Now, when you go to that word witnesses, it's martyrs in the Greek. All right, so that's why when you read, I believe it's in Hebrews, it tells you about how all the prophets, basically all of them is martyrs. So people want to be a prophet. You don't know what it means to be a prophet. More than likely you're going to die. That's just, you know what I'm saying, more than likely. Now the Lord has it in this time where he says a lot of these elect are going to taste death. If you're on the front lines, more than likely you're going to be faced with death. It's nothing new under the sun. That's just a lot of the prophet, right? So it says martyrs, it says a spectator of anything, right? Those who after his example have proved the strength and genuineness of their faith in Yahushua Mashiach by undergoing a violent death. So when you read those scriptures, man, you gotta really take it seriously. The Lord is saying you're witnessing for him. What does he mean? You're willing to give it all for him. So don't marvel when your life is in trouble.
Are you scared now?
You want me to lower?
Are you scared now? It's a very serious deal. This is serious.
And everybody doesn't have the lot of a prophet. That's why everybody doesn't have the lot of a prophet. You have helpers. You have the great multitude of believers that are just going to believe and believe, you know. But a lot of a prophet is a very high calling. But like that saying goes, to whom much is given, much is required. You know what I'm saying? And if you call yourself a prophet of the Lord is going to try you. You know? He's going to try your flesh. You know? Brothers got to do. That's when you bring that up.
Yeah, Con, that's very deep. That definition is very deep. You know? Because it's all fun and games until you get your head chopped off. It's all fun and games until you see that first person who don't abide by what's going on, prophet or not, get their head chopped off. That's a very serious deal. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has brought his prophets last. It's very deep. Are you afraid now? Are you afraid, to click on a video? Because the minute you click on a video, they got you. Got you. The minute you come out here, they got you. The minute you start talking about the scriptures at work, that Jake heard you, and when the persecution starts, he got you.
Yeah, we all on Google Images. Remember years back we used to do that? Put in GMS, such and such, this state, that state. Go to images, and you all on that shit.
Yeah.
If you on Google Images, you already know they got your. They know where your mama stay, your grandma stay, where you stay, where you work at, where you park at. You know they got CIA following boards. Alright? This is the biggest thing that ever happened on this earth. They had the CIA infiltrate the Black Panther, man. What the hell do you think going on throughout these Israelite countries? All type of CIA and undercovers, all type of stuff going on. You know?
You scared now? Because although you brothers and your few sisters are on the other side, even those in the camp, but even though you listen to this and you hear this and you tune in, are you afraid? Because at the end of the day, this is all I've got. Period, point blank. The Lord knows this is all I got. And the more you come out here, the more you do the work, the more you study to show thyself approved, the more you get into your Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, is the more that fear is just wiped away. And that diminishing of your fear is what they fear. Because they know what the true men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah didn't fear, and that was nothing. Imagine that. You had men of the Lord who didn't fear what you can do to them as the other nation. They didn't fear shit.
Yeah, man, let's get into Bildergraph First Maccabees. Let's go into the time of Antiochus was putting hell on us. Because that's the time that we're going into.
I need a quick precept. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life."
Yeah. Be faithful unto death. You know? Don't see this persecution happen. Then all of a sudden you want to renege on what you've been taught. You want to renege on, who you are. Don't do that. Deal with it. Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah will put you through no more than what you can bear. And the minute you understand that is the minute you should relinquish all your fear. Those who don't understand that, they're going to fear. But you got something special. You got something very special. And that's this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You got it. Keep it. Build on it. We all can do more. We all can build more. We all can help more. We all can study more. But with what you have, keep it. The minute you start to see that diminish, reevaluate yourself. Because trust me, man, them demons are out there. Those demons are out there plaguing brothers right now. You really don't want to be out there. You don't want to be out there. It's cold. Yeah, you do. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, let's get that first Maccabees, first chapter. Let's go to verse 10.
All right, y'all want me to get it? All right, this first Maccabees, 1 and 10. There we go. It says, "And there came out of them a wicked root." You want to start at 7?
No, you start at 10.
All right. "And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137 year of kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen."
Now you had wicked men of Israel, right? Now Captain Crunch came up early. Alright? Now, I heard his breakdown of the Karogman. He was saying, the beast system, right? He was saying, it's already been instituted. It's when we killing each other, murdering each other, robbing. Nigga, that's black culture. That ain't the beast. The beast is a government system, alright? When you read the book of Daniel, it describes certain beasts. It describes a bear, it describes a leopard, alright? Kingdoms, rulerships. When it says a beast, it ain't talking about black culture. got our minds to we rob each other. That's one of those wicked men that's persuading our people to join hand in hand with the system. And when he left out a major key in that prophecy that it says buying or selling. He didn't even touch on the buying and selling. That's one of the main attributes of the Quran. That you have to use it to buy and sell, to do commerce. Right? What does the word mark mean? Quran. Decision. So he didn't go into that. So he's persuading our, that's a lot of throwing there. You're persuading our people to make a covenant with the enemy. Alright? Nate too. Alright, until you other guys start breaking down the Quran correctly, we have to look at you as false prophets, wicked men of Israel. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, continuing on, it says, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Yeah. Once you leave from this man's, you leave your job, you ain't got shit. How you gonna, you can't buy food. Because you're gonna have to leave this shit eventually. You're gonna have to detach yourself from the American system at some point. Right now, we get our daily bread, we go work 9 to 5s, we drive our cars and all this bullshit. But you're gonna have to detach completely at one point.
Oh, man. When this so-called pandemic came, that was a precursor because, a lot of us, we lost our jobs over that, and things got tight. That's a precursor right there.
Yeah, it was mandate bros get the potion.
Yeah. Some of us had decent jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of us had decent jobs. I mean, we under these curses. They ain't really good, but I mean, we had decent jobs where we were straight for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it cracked down where you're like, damn, shit about to get cut off in 3 days. You know what I mean? That's a precursor, Continuing on. It says, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people
it said this device pleased them well. So the device of the enemy will help us have some form of comfort. Right? We was going into that in the chat this week about Ephraim being a silly dove. Right? When you're going to that, it's not talking about Ephraim playing games. It's talking about it being a naive, all right, being a naive bird that flew away from the Lord and was able to be ensnared in traps, all right, from Egypt, because they got caught in the snare of Egypt. They trusted in the land of Egypt, and that became their snare, their trap, all right. That's what our people are doing to this day, going to Egypt for help, and it's nothing new. You look at the civil rights movement, marching for your enemy for help. When you look at it today, you think that's insanity when you look at it. The people that enslaved you, you're marching for rights. You're marching, give us rights, help us.
Hey, it's also one of the curses because you said what? You should what? Get about all things.
Yeah.
I'm part of that too, I'm just saying.
Can I get a quick reset for that? Because you said something real important. That guy right there, he got a lot of blood on his hand because he's not speaking the truth. The brother brought out device. Well, who devices? This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It said, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're out here telling you what this truly is. You can't get around the fact that that mark, that karagma, is something physical, You go into them. That's why we go into the words, because the words have meanings.
Yeah, Thanksgiving they started while everybody was eating their turkeys and holding hands and praying to Jesus. The Federal Reserve announced that they were starting a pilot program for the cryptocurrency. The average nigga ain't concerned with that shit. But now you got these billionaire crypto owners pumping up dead everywhere.
Right.
Niggas just dropping dead. And what was I was saying this. I was like, they not gonna let you niggas that's been holding this crypto be billionaires with this shit. Cause you got Simple Jakes that's been holding on this shit. Yeah, and the crypto system getting around, I'm gonna be rich as a bitch. I'm holding it. No, nigga. It ain't gonna work like that. They gonna be able to dish out how much they want to whoever they want. It's gonna be based on a carbon-based system. How much carbon you're emitting. So let's say if John Doe walk, to the grocery store 5 miles, nigga, you just emitted a whole bunch of carbon. So we got to deduct from the Quran, you know, from the amount of carbon you emit.
You know what? Because that's funny too. Because like I said, there was an episode of Futurama where they called it they thing called the oxygen bill. So how much oxygen?
What?
Oxygen bill. So basically, every time you breathe, you know what I mean, you get their charges. It's a joke, but you know, like I said, you can see
Immediate earthquakes in there.
Or you can only eat you can't have a cheeseburger today. You can only eat, you know, lettuce and some shit. And they had that movie with Justin Timberlake called Time,
I was just
where
that's
you,
his film.
nigga might have, the poor people had like 5 minutes. If you run out of time, you die. Use the minutes to pay for coffee, a cup of coffee, 3 minutes. Oh shit, and the butt coffee, I got 2 minutes left. I gotta go re-up, trade me some minutes. When the rich people, well, for one, they divided it by tolls. God, they got all these tolls in these major cities they've been putting up over the years. They already got it up now. They got the system up now. They had to divide it from the rich area to the poor area. And how did you get across? Time. So couldn't nobody get across because you ain't have enough. But when you did cross, how much time did the rich people have?
Fucking ever. It just never ended time.
Yeah, that's why they able to live for a long time.
Yep.
You got 2K, the VC points, or they really turning this into that shit.
Yep.
When you bring it out all the time, the social points and all that.
Social credit system.
I don't play 2K anymore, but I remember you ain't have enough points, you couldn't work out, you couldn't do this thing, you know what I mean? You couldn't go get some shorts or whatever, you know what I mean?
Which is, that system has been up in China for a couple of years now. And what China uses, you know how we have like all these platforms, Instagram, all this stuff. China's main thing is WeChat. Now Elon Musk, he took control over Twitter. But before he owned Twitter, what was he saying? I want to turn Twitter into China's WeChat. So what you're gonna see is they're gonna link Mark Zuckerberg and this guy Elon Musk, they're gonna link Facebook and Twitter. All that shit is gonna be linked to one of the club. And they're gonna have it play in with the metaverse and all that weirdo shit they got going on. All of it's gonna be linked. That's why you're gonna have to detach yourself from that. Because it ain't gonna just be buying and selling. Your soul, I seen a video brother did, they may be able to erase your memory of the truth. For people that think, I'll take it out. That shit might erase your memory of you being a Hebrew Israelite. It's the reason the Lord said don't take that shit, man. You can't, and plus you playing with fire. The scripture say don't take your power. What the fuck are you doing? Somebody, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I can take it out for some bullshit. That shit might get connected to your veins.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Your nerves.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to take it. It's fucking splinters. If you leave a splinter in too long, it becomes attached to you, man.
Yeah.
How much more some electronic device?
You've seen, and it's not easy. Like even with the jump shot, they showed that one person that took it out of him. He hit this big machine, and it looked crazy. A whole chunk of his arm, like it just looked disgusting. You can't just yank something out. You know what I mean?
And plus your blood, these people blood that took that has already
It's
been
already
defiled.
contaminated, right?
So they really, those people should be taking some type of blood detoxifier, natural blood detoxifier, but they ain't.
Blood cleanser.
They steady eating Burger King, popping Jolly Ranchers. So these people they on a time clock. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Continuing on. It says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
So they went to Jerusalem, all place, supposed to be a holy place, and built the gym. Now you know what they was doing in them gyms? Butt ass naked, working out. Gymnos. Butt ass naked in Jerusalem, working out in the gym. This is what they were doing when they said they built the gym. So you can go there, you see men, bodybuilding men, butt ass naked in Jerusalem. Go ahead, bro. This is the type of shit Esau does. Go ahead.
And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
And that's why you have these clowns like No Class Malone and all these guys, these Christians. You can't just go to Matthew, the New Testament, and think you're gonna understand what's going on. you gotta read the Apocrypha. Because the King James Bible without the Apocrypha is going to tell you about the Babylonian Empire. It's going to tell you about the Persian Empire. Then it just skips the Greeks and jumps to the Romans, the time of Yahweh Shah. Where's the Greeks Empire? It's in the Apocrypha. And when you read in that, you get the history of all the hell our people in this country and how hundreds of years they were living as Greeks before the Lord even came. So hundreds of years before the Lord even came, these people were branded Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta. But by the time the Lord came on the scene, they didn't know nothing about no. I ain't no damn Greek. I'm a Greek. My daddy was a Greek. His daddy was a Greek. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, continue on. Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
So, and this is where you get in the history where they say you had certain different periods in Egypt. You did have white people rule Egypt, so-called white people rule Egypt. You just heard that this nigga wanted to take over Egypt. All right, because when you go into the Greek Empire, after Alexander died, the 4 generals, Seleucid, which Antiochus came out of the Seleucid Empire, Lysimachus, Cassander, and Ptolemy. Ptolemy, which was an Edomite, he took over Egypt. What Antiochus wanted to do was take Egypt from Ptolemy. Yeah. All right? Esau always warned against each other. Don't you see that today? America over there in Ukraine. Here it is, they got control over us, but they still warn with each other for. I think I want to rule over that, nigga. Read that verse again.
Yeah, kind. It says, that when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen, and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death.
2 Edomites fighting against each other. Doesn't that seem, isn't that replaying out today? We slaves, we Hellenistic, and they fighting for world dominance. That's what you're seeing play out on the world stage today. Niggas are Hellenized. They cool with just being niggas, not knowing what the hell going on in the world, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, okay, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar.
Stop right there. Now, he entered into the temple. The temple. The Levitical priest didn't even do that often, man. Right. And when the part he's about to go into, I believe the Levitical priest only went there like once a year, once a month, something like that. They didn't go there often, the Holy of Holies. You know? This guy, this is an Edomite. He goes into the temple. Right. The Levitical priests could be put to death if they didn't wash their hands before they entered into certain parts of the temple. This dude just walks in there. Dirt all on his hands.
No, he was dirty.
Dirty boots. Go ahead, bro.
Probably had a ham sandwich.
But this also shows you that the physical temple is not important to the Lord. Because he wouldn't allow a low-base Edomite to do that if the physical temple was so important. What's most important is the spiritual temple. So he ain't gonna be able to do that to the body that the Lord is building right here. Go ahead, bro.
All right. And the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crowns, and the gold.
He just throwing everything over in the temple. Now the temple was also like a place of commerce, all right, because your tithes were given there. The money that was taken in from the tithes was held there for people that were needy. All right. the needy, the poor. So you know they took the money that was in there. All right, that was for the poor. Go ahead.
And the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore there was great mourning in Israel, Yasha'alu, in every place where they were. So that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
Yeah, women, they had their hair wrapped, they were beautiful. And that day they was looking toward. They had their healthcare products, their hygiene products. That's what's about to happen again. All that Instagram model shit. You finna be looking crazy, tumbleweed in your throat. A lot of y'all been wearing wigs, you ain't seen your natural hair in years. You about to see your throat. A lot of them bitches got this right here,
makeup,
bro.
I'm telling you, man.
A lot of them bitches got this right here.
Man, she has cornrows underneath that shit.
The crazy thing is
Crazy.
when you see a
Shit look
woman,
like about to lock.
the crazy thing is when you see a woman that has a wig on, and you see like the glue start to come apart from the head.
Yeah, I need to tell my
That lace
Lace
front.
front.
That lace front.
Yeah, it's like,
That's terrible.
how you leave your house?
A lot of these women gonna be humble.
The makeup is
Contour.
that makeup is crazy now, so they ain't gonna have that.
If I may, truly witchcraft, because these women can put that bullshit on their face where it makes the actual shape of their nose or their cheeks or their lips look completely different.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that like these celebrities got plastic surgery. They ain't really get plastic surgery. They just a fucking wizard at making their shit look different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Something simple as eyelashes could change a woman's whole appearance.
And they don't even know the origin of that shit. I don't know if brothers know about the origin of them long eyelashes. That was a harlot thing. They called them cum blockers. But they didn't want their shit getting in their eyes when they was doing their work, Let's see what's on. Oh, there we go. He took also the silver and gold and the precious vessels. Also he took in the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Yeah, the marriage chamber. What is a marriage chamber? You're waiting to be joined to your husband. She was betrothed. And she wasn't able to get married. You have women, a lot of women that wasn't able to get married because you were being overthrown. Just like today, you got these camps teaching them, come get married, brother and sister. Clarissa and brother Claude, we here to join them together. We ain't in the time of that. Having these great marriage ceremonies, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob, Yahweh, was covered with confusion. And after 2 years fully expired,
Yeah, scratching their head, like, what the fuck going on? What happened in the astonishment? That's part of the curses. And that's what's about to happen right now. When these lights shut off, and you go to the ATM, and you keep putting them down, your pen and whatever, and that shit, people are gonna be confused. Had them big wide eyes, bug the fuck out. Trying to figure out what's going on. Interstate packed with cars shut off. All these electric goddamn cars, smart cars, shut off. Tesla shut off. Everything off. People standing on the highway, scratching their hands. Now you gotta get to walk, get the truck. You know your north, you know your south, you know your east, you know your west.
Yeah.
You gotta
The
come.
signs. Yeah.
It's back to the old days, man.
You're right.
You put them feet to use.
You'd be surprised about, man, how people actually don't even know, like I said, street signs. You know, like you're not on the interstate. I mean, people been relying on GPS for so long. That, you know, like they're afraid to leave their own city. You know, let alone the state. Man.
You know what them street signs gonna turn into? Don't go down this way or you can die. We eat people out here. We eat people on this boulevard.
The average
It's
Jake
gonna get ugly, man.
the average Jake don't even know how to head north without a compass or a GPS.
Yeah. Like back when I was coming up, you seen a pair of sneakers up on the court, man, let you know that's where the spot at, you know. You looking for something, you gonna find it. Like the brother said just now, you gonna see a damn leg up there. A human leg up there folded.
You're funny, man.
Hey, come up
It's
in
scary,
this
but it's
neighborhood if you want.
Yeah, what Esau did is, see, we were always land people. We always lived off the land in our history. Cattle, farming, trades. What Esau did to us is made us rely upon him. Put us in these cities, close us in, made everything convenient. Go to your nearest convenience store, go to your nearest gas station, everything. You don't live off the land no more. So you don't walk, you don't pay attention to your surroundings. Everybody's head is in their phone. You're not even paying attention to what's around you. You're not comfortable being around nature or animals. So when the animals start coming out, you're gonna be, oh, what the fuck is that? When in our history, that's just a fox. That's just, they don't fuck with it. But see, this scripture say train up a child the way they should go. Everybody's been trained to depend upon Esau's system. So Jacob will be confused when that system collapses. When this man crashes that system, he ain't gonna know what it is. Go ahead, brother.
Continuing on. And after 2 years, fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore.
That's Esau. You meet with this nigga. Let's have a meeting. Let's discuss terms. You meet with him. You discuss. All right, it's gonna be this way. It's gonna be that way. And nigga walks out the meeting. You killing that nigga tonight. And taking everything. That's E. Oh, fucking R. Kelly just dropped the album, right? Now it's funny, but the shit, I listened to some of the songs, that nigga exposing me. The Lord got a spirit on people, exposing people. He said, I never knew what I was doing when I came into the industry, that I signed my publishing away. I tried to get it back, but the powers that be won't let me. They setting me up to be, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens when we can't feel bad for you, R. Kelly. You knew what that industry was about. For all these years, then you try to goddamn get your publishing and own your rights, and they tax your ass. Hey, that's on you. You signed a contract with the devil, man. That's how the devil plays.
Play fair.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
Continuing on. He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Yasha'al. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive, possessed the cattle.
Yeah, all the big butt women, foreign body looking women. Yeah, Esau took. Ain't nothing new. You look at Edom women, that ain't new. He been had all women before America. Going back to the Greeks, he was fucking all women. All right, he gonna get them again, more and more till we get up out of here. That's why if you ain't on this side, we give a fuck about you. We look for a new heaven and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. New batch of people. We look for new bodies, whole new spirit. Everything here is tainted. It's all lies, deceit, fabricated. You know. Go ahead, brother.
Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Yerushalayim, they laid them up there.
Yeah, you read this, but you gotta actually picture the vile stuff that he was doing. Look at Eve. Look at the stuff that he promotes in the society, right? With porn and sodomy and all this crazy stuff. You can only imagine what this guy did to us. Not just back then, but over here in America, and plenty of this type of stuff that he was doing to us. We know sodomy, we know, but you can only imagine. Probably had you eating shit. This is the type of stuff they do. Probably had you fucking fucking animals. Probably had the animals fucking you. This is a vile man. Scriptures tell you his soul is not upright in him. He walks around. There's a study that was just there, right? They said 50%, a little over 50% of the people on earth today are walking around with nothing going on in their head. You know how you talking to yourself is helpful. When you by yourself, you should be talking to yourself, to the Lord. And they say a little over 50% of the people are just walking with nothing in their head. You know who that is? Edomites. Because Jake walking around, fucking, I got fucking fight. Jake on the struggle tip. Or some wicked shit. Edomites is just empty. That's why when you see a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer in the courtroom, nigga, he don't feel he did anything wrong. He can't feel nothing. Y'all looking for sympathy from him. He can't feel it. Go ahead, bro.
He even said it himself. He don't know why he did it. He just like you say, he just wanted to do it.
They don't feel like how we feel. We have a connection to the earth that the Lord has given us. We hear music different. We taste food different. We vibe different. We talk different. Every major slang word that has been created, we created it. Every style, we created it. We put the flavor on this earth. They have no flavor. They're bland. Everything about them is bland. So you can't look for sympathy from a guy that can't feel nothing. Though he saw it carefully with tears, those were fucking crocodile tears. The Lord knew Esau was fucking bullshit. With the birthright back. Shut the fuck up. You would have never given it up for some fucking food. If you really care about something, you gonna get. I'll starve to death before I give up something that's precious to me. You know what I'm saying? If it's that important to you, the nigga ain't like a nigga that went home for days. I mean, waiting for the day. You can't trust an individual like that, man. Go ahead, bro. Joe Biden kissing his granddaughter in front of everybody's eyes everywhere he goes. That's just how they are. Go ahead, bro.
So they became a sore snare, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary and an evil adversary to Yasha'Allah.
What did it say, a snare, right? Why did it become a snare? Trusting in your enemy. Esau can't come else with no contracts. Ain't a goddamn thing Esau can do right now to make us join hands with him. It ain't happening. But he has infiltrated other camps. And then he had paid them off, going back to the old school. Johanna, we know you been had that. You the worst nigga in Israel, straight up. Alright? Go ahead, bro.
Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Yerushalayim fled because of them, whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers.
Once again, you read that again, they fled Jerusalem. What did that mean they had to do? They had to get on feet and just truck their ass. They out there, ass out there. And the wow, that's reality. Because you read, you just don't want to read past. Oh, they fled. No, put yourself there, because you're gonna be there. Go ahead, bro.
Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws, So all the heathen agreed according to the commandments of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
And that's what you're seeing now? Let faggots be faggots. Give women rights. Give the black people rights. Let's all just be one. And just obey the powers that be. That's what you're seeing today. Y'all can do what the fuck y'all want to do. Just obey us. Over here, bro. Look at this. This is Antioch. This is history. This is history. Who is that? Who is that? Is Esau done away with, or do people that look like this are right walking on the street right now?
Yeah.
This is a motherfucking demon. This nigga look like Joe Biden. Cause they'll tell you Edomites are done away with. Right? We reading about y'all right now. That's your forefathers. They always want to talk about George Washington, all these weirdo shit. Which that nigga was wicked too. Go ahead, bro. They taught you George Washington, man. When they said his teeth, they had to put his teeth. You find out he had his slave teeth in his mouth. But in school, they tell you, oh, the tree, the fucking dark history of America that all these people want to just turn a blind eye to. That's why the Lord is going to kill these people. Because they just want to turn a blind eye to truth and living a lie because it don't make them free. Let us celebrate Christmas. Let us buy gifts on Amazon. Let us set up our Christmas tree and put
For the
lights in it.
kids.
It make us feel good. The Lord said it's an abomination, but it make me feel good. Holly Berry, what did Holly Berry say, Monster? I want to feel good. The Lord don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Players Club.
Yeah.
Do something make me feel good. Shoot the shit up. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Lord's way or the highway, man. It ain't about what you want. Either you gonna do what he say or be punished. We learn that the hard way. And we still learning it, you know? Go ahead, bro.
For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Yahweh, Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
So basically, this nigga, everything that's contrary to us, he gonna do it. Oh, they got Sabbaths? All right, let's play on Sabbath, let's work on Sabbath, let's do everything they're not supposed to do on the Sabbath. Fuck them damn sacrifice, fuck them incense. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness, I should say, and profanation.
So you know what they were doing? They were indulging in homosexuality. That was a big thing in the Greco-Roman Empire. This is Jakes I'm talking about. The Jakes that decided to do this. They left their kids uncircumcised. So this went on for hundreds of years till the Lord came in the scene. So when the Lord said go to the lost sheep, he talking about them, the offspring of them people that did that were walking around uncircumcised, branded with Greek, in the Roman army, not knowing who they are, but they Israelites. They're the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I need you to tell them who they are. Don't go nowhere to the Gentiles, natural people. Go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go ahead, bro.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king, he said he should die.
That's that fear you was talking about earlier. See, when people get threatened with their life, a lot of things change.
Oh, that's Salakia, I skipped on Salakia, 49. To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
Yeah.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Yeah, you have many guys in these organized gangs, top gang guys, give the whole gang up because they threaten with their life. You don't lock you up for life. I give you the top boss. You don't have many women have thrown their men in jail, you know, once they get in the interrogation room. When people are threatened with their life, that's different. People don't want to lose their life. You know, when really your life don't mean shit. The scriptures tell you our lives are like a blank to the Lord, right? It's literally when the Lord blinked, that's your life. You live 90 years, the Lord just blinked. And you up here holding on to, what are you holding on to? Dunkin' Donuts? We trying to move on to something greater than us, man. Real life. We trying to learn what life is for and the purpose of it. Not just be wandering around. I do my routes. I just see older people that didn't work and retired and they lost. They didn't work their whole life, they retired and they have nothing to do. They have no, the grandchildren ain't around, they just bug the fuck out. That's not what life is supposed to be, all right? We're trying to move towards life, not running on a hamster wheel to reach the American dream and then you discard it at the end when you find out it was for nothing.
Yeah, this life is full of deception, man. You try to live righteous on this side and it's always a trick. You fall in the trick bag. I found a spot that supposedly was just selling 100% beef sausages. But we know the look. I looked this the other day. I flip it over. Yeah, it's 100% beef, but not the casing.
Pork casing.
Yeah. You try to live righteous, and they still eat, man. You know, pisses you the fuck off, yo. I had my taste buds set on that spicy beef sausage. You know what I mean?
They do that shit at Whole Foods too, man. That shit, you go to Whole Foods, all that shit is 100% beef. Pork. What the fuck, nigga? The pork right here, nigga.
Yeah.
If you gonna have beef, let it be beef.
They cutting corners. They want to save they buck, because we ain't nothing but chattel to them. You know, what is it? The goyle. You know what I'm saying?
See, we want to be in charge of the food production.
Right.
We don't want to have to go to this man for food. We want to know what's in the food, how it's made, where it's processed, because we own the buildings. We hire the workers. We ship it out. We created the recipes. Now we just get it on the shelf and then we gotta eat whatever been made for us.
Right.
Fuck that, man.
If they telling us the truth.
Because that's another thing. Jake don't concern himself with who owns these major food production companies. Who owns the lots that McDonald's is able to sit on? Who owns the factory that McDonald's get its food from? I mean, when you research all this stuff, it's Edomite families. Jake ain't got a pull nowhere in any major industry throughout the world. Whether it's agriculture, food, banking, military, Jake ain't got a foot nowhere near it. But nigga, we'll let you get a Grammy, tap dance and sing, and yeah. Nigga, we'll let you get an NBA championship.
But look what they got to do. You just mentioned Holly Berry in Monsters Ball. What she had to do before she got that damn, what is it, Emmy?
Sell out.
No, she had to physically have physical
Billy
sex.
Bob threw it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know that.
You understand?
Yeah, he said, so this is the same thing. He
It's the
said
same
something.
thing.
Yeah, she really had intercourse right there.
Yeah.
That wasn't fake.
They didn't even give her Brad Pitt. They gave her the ugliest Edomite you could find.
Bad Santa. They gave her Bad Santa.
Who's that? Billy Bob.
Yeah.
I wanna feel good.
Just that's an example for Jake. That's all it is. See, we got your woman.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what it was.
Exactly. He can do what he wants with it because they deem Holly Berry as like when they talk to me, she aight, whatever.
And then what they said, because Jada said in his mom, he said Denzel had to be crooked in order for him to get his award. You know, they painted him the big bad guy, but spiritually we know that was E. The other dude, Jake was one of us. You know, you know. But continuing on, so it says, in the self-manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law. And so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor.
See, you might have been in a cave, you might have been in the woods. Anywhere from the Greek, we gotta stay away from it because they find us and they make us eat pork. Or they want to put us to death. We gotta run. Hey, the movie Demolition Man, you had people living in the sewers, and people look at them as the bug outs, but them were the people that kept their right mind. Where everybody else was chipped up, having virtual sex with them. You know? The people that was living in the sewers was looked at as low class, but really they was high class people. They kept their integrity, their morals. That's gonna pass them on to the future Earth.
Smoke. Snowpiercer. Remember that train?
Yeah,
They had different classes. You know, come to find out that brownies, that whatever they were eating were actually roaches. I said, damn. To the point, man, that could have
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, continuing on. Now the 15th day of the month, Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol
Yeah, they ain't
altars.
talking about Barack Obama. You had these people, these racist ass Edomite Christians talking some abomination of desolation when Obama got in the office. He the antichrist. That show you how much they hate Jake. He ain't even of our tribes.
That skin, that complexion.
I'm gonna ask brothers, I'm gonna pose a question. How many abominations and desolations is it in the scriptures? How many times did it happen? Let's give an estimate. 3. You know exactly which one?
There was one.
Titus and Vespasian.
That's one.
What's one?
Brother just read one. That's 2.
And
Daniel. One time Daniel. Yep. You know, so you had 3 abominations and desolations when they went and sacked the temple, making the temple desolate. All right? It ain't talking about because these Christian evangelists will have you say,
Abomination and desolation when the Antichrist come in the scene. They make everything desolate.
no, nigga, they already happened. 3 times. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire.
What does that remind you of? The book of Eli. Because the Bible was done away with. Only one person had it. It was Eli. Then, but when he fought with Esau in the movie, it was spiritual. How it was a Jake that had the Bible, and it was no water. Like water was scarce, right? But they needed that to solve the problems of having water, having food. The Jake had it, but when they got it was water. So they were blind. They couldn't see it. It wasn't for them. That's a heavy movie, man. You know? Those are the times that when you think he's not going to do that again, do away with the scriptures. If we catch you with a Bible, we're gonna lock you up or put you to death. You're going to have to completely be attached to the beast system. That's how paganistic it's going to get. Because they're going to tell you it's going to get to a point they're going to put you to death for not taking the Quran. It's going to get to that deep. If you don't take it, they find you, they're going to put you to death. Go ahead, bro. You may be in a line and people, everybody else got there in the line for, some porridge or some shit. They all tripped up and they looking at you.
That's true. That's
He
You know they're gonna have the troops patrolling.
doesn't have it. He doesn't have the Quran.
You know how that's true?
and that's
Because,
the young people.
oh, you know how that's true? Because I'm pretty sure brothers could testify. Like I said, what happened? We didn't have our mask on. Why didn't let your mask on? Oh, we can't come in without your mask. So, like I said, so like you said, how much more to come out?
Niggas snitching.
Yeah. Nothing new, like you said.
Go ahead, bro.
And wheresoever was found with any of the book of the testament, or in any consented to the law, the king's commandments was that they should put him to death.
This nigga had no mercy. Hey, show him no mercy. Who shows no mercy? You gonna reap double. You Edomite still gotta pay for that. Cause after that, we got thrown into Roman captivity. So you Edomites move. That's what the scripture says. Son has reached up to heaven, man. This nigga, he gonna get it, bro. That's what the Lord said, 1,000 years, man. 1,000 years, and the Lord gonna slow the time up again. Like right now, he's been speeding the days up for the elect section. You can't even know what you did 2 months ago. But the Lord in the kingdom, he's gonna stretch time. So one day is gonna feel long as shit. So they got 1,000 years to just get their ass handed to them, man, for 1,000 years. And then being eradicated off the earth.
While that boy Pick ain't swinging.
And we understand why now. When you actually read what this man was doing, you can understand. You can understand.
If we're gonna be looking righteous, which we are, and they're gonna get double. All what they done to us, How are we gonna do that back to them? Are we gonna let somebody else do
Nope,
that?
nope. Spiritual power. You can do things that you can't even dream of with spiritual power. That's why the Lord's gonna give us that. We're gonna be able to know their thoughts. We're gonna be able to plant thoughts and all type of shit, all type of crazy stuff. That's how they're gonna get double. Cause that's a good question. Cause a lot of bros first coming in with that. This man did some crazy wild shit. How can we do? We ain't gonna do the sodomy, the butt breaking shit. You know, we ain't gonna do the motherfucking shit. Had them fucking their mama. So how we gonna get it? Had this nigga head turned all fucking day long, breaking, neck is all fucking day long, feeling every crack. Nigga can't die. You just gotta feel that shit. You gonna see some wild stuff in the kingdom, man. When the Lord say they gonna get double, they gonna get it. You know? Go ahead, bro. In all righteousness, though, like this brother said, we gonna be a righteous people. You know, we're gonna be justified in the eyes of Yahweh Shah for everything that we do to you. We're not looking to be justified in the heathen's eyes. Everything that we're gonna do to Esau in the kingdom is justified by Yahweh Shah. That's all that matters. Because he's a just power.
That's why the Lord gonna put his thoughts into our thoughts. That's why I'm saying everything that we think now with our mindset is gonna be wiped off, man. Like I said, like I said, the new covenant, like I said, it's gonna be in us, man. So the point that basically we never gonna go off.
Baba Kashad, and if I may, the scriptures also say that Yahweh Shem Yahushai will give us his anchor, his spirit.
Look, man, you're gonna come to one of my palaces, it's gonna be a long road. And you just gonna see Edomites hanging up and the sun will burn. A trail of greeting you as you walk the path. These niggas just burn. They got
Have a
swords.
big ass magnifying glass.
You know what I'm saying? They got
over
swords
their
all on them and shit. Chapped lips. It's through.
Sunburns. Oh my God, the blisters. Oh.
We gonna come up with some. Hey, the scripture say our hearts, our minds shall meditate. You got it? Go ahead.
It says Isaiah 33 and 18, and it says, "Thy heart shall meditate terror." Where is the scribe? You know, pretty much.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
Lawful, you know, where is the receiver? Where is he that counted the towers? I'm gonna read this 19 too. Thou shalt not seek a fierce people, a people of evil speech, then thou canst perceive, and the stammery tongue, and that thou cannot understand. And pretty much Esau, you know, how he brought us over here into this captivity, you know, and jacked us up to the point that we can't even see ourselves as Yasha Allah, you know, sons of the living power. You know, once we get that power back, hey, we're gonna meditate those terrors, like all those things. Hey, that brother said we don't have any king to repay. Esau, you know, back in recompense. Hey, man,
He's about to get there.
And you gonna have it too. Don't think, because people, y'all just saying that. The Lord said, whatever we want in that day, we gonna have it. See, right now we on punishment. But the Most High, the Creator of everything, He gonna give His sons whatever they want in that day. Once He let us off punishment, whatever your heart desires, you got it. You want a woman to look a certain way, you want her freckle to be right here, it's gonna be right there.
Little Kim.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want in that day ain't never gonna be denied from you. Right now, this shit is denied to you because you on punishment. You know?
I got a quick precept to back him up, and that answers your question too as well. 2 Thessalonians 1:6, it says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble." You know what I mean? So, you know, like that just backs him up. You know, there's nothing wrong with meditating. You know, how's it going to be in the kingdom? Out of my routers, how we be able to met.
You might catch one of those evil Edomites, you know. He said we shall dash their little ones against a stone. So we might catch him and be like, oh yeah, that's that spirit that did so on and so forth. Bop, take him out, you know what I'm saying, before he can bring him back. You know?
And they're gonna have that same feeling we had when we couldn't understand English. When we go to Germany, when we go to Spain, and we speaking that La Shemon Kadash, they ain't gonna know what the fuck going on.
My pastor pork chop never bring out the scriptures.
They just see big ass men talking. Yeah, they gonna know what it feels like to be in immense fear because the curse is gonna be put on them in that day. Remember now, when you read the curses, it's gonna say, in that day, when you're hearkening to my words, you should be blessed, and these curses should be put upon your enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So every curse that we went through gonna be put upon them. They women hair gonna be fucking brittle and dry.
They're gonna be hairy.
You know what I'm saying? Through.
All that.
Through.
Shit, they already. Hey, they just got the equipment to shave that wax and that.
Oh, hey, and also don't forget, like I
It's
said,
like cousin it.
like I said, these people, like I said, they're already scared of us already. You know, because they know what's coming. They know that society's coming. You know, they know that this is the end for them.
Yeah, you got the militia groups that's been waiting. They just waiting for all hell to break loose. They anarchist groups. We know what's coming. Hey, what your guy Charles Manson used to call it, helter skelter.
Blackie gonna fight Whitey one day.
He was right
He
though
was on
about
some
that.
shit,
Yeah,
though.
he was
Yeah,
right
I mean,
about that.
he
You
was
know what I'm
on
saying?
some shit.
They
Of course,
waiting on
yeah.
that shit. They waiting on it.
Yeah.
You know, the Nazis. They wait. All these militia groups and these spin-off groups, they're waiting to ride around these trucks when all hell break loose. With
Them crazy Edomites that been stocking up all these weapons and got their house turned into Fort Knox with one button. You know what I mean?
the purge has commenced. Motherfuckers gonna come up face painted. Drake, crazy ass Drakes too. Drake out here wild
The ones
too.
that the military done fucked their
Drake
brain
out
up.
here wild as
You know,
shit.
the ones that they went to the military and they fucked their brain up.
Big ass Drake. I mean, I listen to big ass niggas like.
You one of them.
You got the, you got the, yeah, you got the weirdos with the, like I said before, you got the guy with the Batman. You know what I mean? He ready to come out.
Yeah, you got a Batman. This is crazy. On TikTok, right? This guy turned himself to Batman, but literally this nigga, you think it's a joke, but you run up on that nigga, you can die. His suit is literally made out of fucking like Kevlar. He got a real bulletproof Batmobile. This nigga got real weapons on him. He in a grocery store with a suit on. You run up on that nigga like it's sweet if you want to. Nigga, you think it's Batman? Take your ass out. You gonna have niggas.
Yeah.
You gonna have niggas like that out here, man. You gonna have niggas like that out here, man.
Oh yeah, no, just yeah.
Ball game.
Yeah. You think it's crazy, but it's not though. It's gonna be like that, man. It's gonna be that crazy. You know, your Harley Quinns and all that shit, they gonna be out here, man, ready to play.
Skipping down the street with a spike back.
Yeah. All these serial killers that's
we
been
somewhere
waiting to
where
go
it's
on a
low.
killing spree.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
When they start releasing them out of jail.
Yeah, all these serial killers, man, they ready to go get ready. Niggas that's been waiting to rape these women. They been seeing all this Instagram wild shit,
Yeah, all them,
OnlyFans. They're like, yeah, you just wait, bitch.
All them people, they about to let out in Venezuela and all that. They about to bring them to the U.S. They already said, I've seen the video. He was talking in Spanish, and he was like, "Hey, y'all think y'all tough? Wait till they bring people, real thugs like me out into your domain."
Them niggas pulling your cap back, open toe flip flop.
Yeah,
They got the Durban too. They say they already got
the Catholics even.
Asians already.
Yeah, they got those two over there. But they disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a
Just wait till the bullets run out.
Yeah, they had a flight that came from Germany and went to Cleveland, Ohio. They said the first week that they got there that they disappeared, like they don't know where they went.
That whole shit was a psyop any goddamn way.
But just wait till the bullets run.
You gonna do that?
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of jigs who have bullets.
You know, he making a whole bunch of wooden bullets and shit.
You making the whole shit.
He over there melting down metal and
a lot of
shit.
the shit that we sold out is because Even bought it all up.
Yeah, you got E still making musket balls and shit.
Yeah, no shit.
They over there still know how to put that
You funny.
powder.
Real shit, they got some shit,
All
man.
that that's in the
I be
museum and stuff like that, they gonna use
we
it.
be having them gun magazines, and you just look in them, and who face be all in them? Edomites. You look at them hunting magazines and them gun magazines. It's nothing but Edomites all in them on them pages.
I'm telling you.
So Jake get a gun, think he hot. Man, stop.
They don't even know how to load up.
Stop.
They don't even know how to load up.
I said, man, Issa can hit you from like a
1,000 yards.
Yeah, 1,000 yards away, man. Like I said, like it ain't nothing, man.
Bro, Esau's little daughter take your ass
I
up.
was just thinking, remember that video we see? That little girl?
Yeah.
That girl was like, what, fucking 6 years old?
They go out to the woods, hold pictures of LeBron James up.
She just ain't black in this.
Yeah.
You know? pictures of niggas up just doing drills.
Yeah, that's what they actually exposed that one time, but they actually used Jake, like, to the pictures and they started shooting.
I don't know if I put that video in the chat. I probably didn't, but on one of my stops, these Edomites, they were doing their own little drill, but it was with a wooden gun, but you just see them just training. A group of Edomites just pulling, stomping. I'm like, well, these things ready. But that's their blessing. That's not our
They
blessing.
probably got adrenaline shots ready.
We're not meant to conquer. We're not meant to conquer through the gun. As soon as you trust in that gun, that's gonna be your downfall. As an Israelite, as soon as you trust in that gun, that's your downfall. The Lord already told you that's not the way you conquer. Your horn is what? Yahweh Bashim al-Shah. He wants full credit of everything that happens. He don't want you saying,
Oh yeah, I conquered by the gun. Yeah, I overcame that by my strength.
when you get out of a situation, he wants you to know that.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yeah. He wants all the glory. He ain't gonna allow you to be able to be like, damn, I did that. Nah, never like that. Never. But that's his blessing. Let him have that. Because it's only gonna work up to a certain point. He's reaching his limit to where it ain't gonna work anymore.
Enterprise,
In Jacob's trouble, his ass will be getting hit up too, like we just saying. You got crazy Jakes. One thing is just gonna be Edomite just killing them. Jake will be killing Edomites. Straight wild west, east, north, and south.
Yeah, because like you said, what happens when you run out of bullets? We know, more times than less, Jake's stronger than you. You know what I mean? So when that bitch jam or he realize he out of bullets, and so Jake's sitting there, oh yeah, it's your ass. What's up? He over there doing 52 block.
You start seeing people with swords, you start seeing people with like long knives.
Bats with spikes all on it.
Right.
All type of weapons people are gonna be having, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if you know this, but the law enforcement departments has had a big budget for bayonets. You know what a bayonet is? You know that thing that you stick on the end of the gun?
Yeah, that's up close and personal.
Up close and personal, because a lot of times when the lights go out, you don't really need to shoot nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I
Open
mean?
nigga up.
Knives and shit.
Knives,
It's gonna get ugly out here, man.
Axe. What's the double edge? Yeah, that shit.
Then you gonna have the games. You may have, let's say you may be a man, you just stocked up food, you been preparing for years, you got guns, you got your wife, your kids in the house. You a man trying to hold it. And the game is just
50 of them, 20 of them, all got weapons. Yeah, at your house front door. Open up!
we breaking the glass. That fear gonna hit you. Your light gonna flash before your eyes because your white buddy can't break it. Your kids finna get you know at that moment it's all over. So that's why I say that trusting in the carnal weapon, that ain't the way.
You know, lean on. Hey, look like the book of Esther. You know, I'm not gonna go into it, but praying. You only go lean on the Lord.
Yeah. Hey, just like I said, everybody has an expiration date of when they die. Like I said, he may, like I said, he may survive through all of this, and next thing you know, he get shot up with the nukes.
Time and chance happens to all men.
Yeah, like you said.
And the Lord said, which one of you can add a day to your life? So the Lord already know what day you're gonna die. You walking around with a 40 cal ain't gonna change that. You're gonna die when the Lord wrote for you to die before you was born. You're gonna die Tuesday at this time. That's what happened. It's already written. We got a book where we're reading about the kingdom that's already built up. So everything that's about to happen, we just playing out something that already happened in another realm. You know? A lot of times we think we doing shit.
Because that's the carnal.
Yeah, that's just the way that we have what you call the illusion of free will.
Right.
You know, the Lord allows you to have the illusion of free will. So you feel like it's you doing it. But really it's him. The scripture says he directed the steps of man. There's nothing on this earth happens that the Lord don't want. Everything that's under the sun is controlled. All right? Scripture says nothing new under the sun. Until we leave this dome, whatever you want to call it, this firmament, the firmament that we're under the sun, and we get them new bodies, we're not writing our own stories. Until we make gods ourselves, we're not writing shit. As long as you're a man, a mortal man, your story has been written for you You just playing it out under the sun. It's a movie under the sun. So don't think you doing any goddamn thing. You woke up with a fucking migraine. Who wanted you to have a migraine? You can kick and hit the. You got at the end of the day, it's the Lord's word. You know what I'm saying? Your bank account says $0 that week. After you do that, it's the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? And you keep trucking on. The scripture say, fret not thyself for today, for tomorrow is sufficient. I mean, fret not thyself for tomorrow, for today is sufficient evil your Lord. Right now, we deal with enough in this one. Don't put on your mind, what I'm going to do about tomorrow, what I'm going to do. Lord already told you, don't worry about it. Let him have it. Just say, Lord, you got it. What's going to happen anyways. No matter if I stress about it or not. It's going to happen. What's written.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You just gotta keep going forward, man.
And that's, if I may real quick, that's the problem with us. We think that, there's an old saying that you want to make the Most High laugh, tell him your plan. You know, we have no control over this thing, man. We really think that, oh no, I'm gonna save this money up, and in 5 years I'm gonna be all, you know, you can't control anything, man. And it's not saying not to, you know, use wisdom, yeah, you know what I mean? Use your wisdom, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's, like the brother said, there's no free will. You think, you know, you can't change nothing. Now, yeah, you know, you put your foot here, you know, whatever, you know, but on the grand scheme of things, you can't control it.
Yeah, and Black Panther, Namor, he had no say getting his ass kicked. He had to get his ass kicked by the fucking Black Panther bitch.
Yeah.
But if it was up to him, he would have wrote uppercut this whole.
Yeah.
But he had to play his role within the movie.
All he needed was a glass of water.
You know what I'm saying? All he needed was some water.
No,
You know? The Lord is the Lord's
They
movie,
had
man.
Gad in there.
You know?
Yeah.
Shoot, if we was writing our own movies right now, we would have 1 million women fucking.
Yeah, really.
We would write it totally wrong. The earth would not get healed. If it was up to us, the earth would not get healed. We got to depend on Yahweh's way, because we'll all think selfishly. We'll all want, I want this. Oh shit, I forgot. The earth. Damn, I gotta take care of the seed. Animals are going to see. Oh shit, I gotta worry about the people. The mind state of the people, not just me, and the women, and the jewelry, and the clothes. You know? And that's Jake's problem. They get a little something, they only concerned with themselves. They ain't concerned with the earth. But see, the elect is concerned with the earth. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 57. And wheresoever was found with any of the book of the Testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Now the 25th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon their altar of the Most High. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. And they hanged the infants about their necks, and rifled their houses, and slew them that had circumcised.
So this man took infants, hung them by their necks. Come on, man.
Didn't he hang him by the thumbs too?
You hanging an infant? You mentioned an infant? This man gotta get it, bro. This man gotta get it, man.
That was
So not upright
he knew that Yahweh Shah was going to be born. They were trying to slay every
Yep. On every male.
This is their DNA. It's in their DNA. Habakkuk, what is it? Soul's not upright in them.
Using our babies as alligator bait.
Right.
How you gonna take? How you gonna have the conscience take a baby? Come on, man. But the simple Negro, the simple-minded house Negro,
It's good white people. We need to let white people there too. What about the white people?
they don't give a fuck about the Chinese, the Koreans, you know, the East Indian.
What about the white people? You guys, I see all these signs. What about the white people?
House Negro, a conquered slave. totally destroyed, and they the enemy, and they gotta die first, man, because they in the way. 2/3 of our people gotta die first, man. Any nigga that's contrary to this truth, he gotta die. Period. He's our enemy. He's in the way of progress. You gotta go. Ain't that my brother? My brother. Man, you the brother man, not the other man. That's a nigga.
And on this side, they call that the bad guy in the movies, like Black Panther. That's my man from Killmonger. They lifted him up like he was the bad guy, but he was actually the good guy. Whatchamacallit? T'Challa was down with mixing the people together, you know. And every time we trust E, what happens? You know, that's the true definition of insanity.
Oh, as a matter of fact, when you watch the movie, you see that back in the day, when they was told they was my brain, they said they were behind we try to steal the, you know, when we try to steal the Bible.
What J. Cole say, shooting the shit hurts. You put your hand on fire, you pull it back and you get burnt. You keep putting your hand on fire, getting burnt, thinking that they're gonna change. Muhammad Ali said it best. He said, with the thing of snakes. You know, I should let these snakes out, and there's one that's bad, you know what I'm saying? Oh, one that's good. Continuing on, verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali said, look, the bluebirds hang with bluebirds. Pigeons hang with pigeons. And the Edomite dude was like, well, those are animals, Muhammad. He said, well, we should have more sense than animals, right? We should be able to hang with our own kind, and the animals know that. And they was like, damn, I got cut. I television. Hey, Ali was talking some shit. That's why they had to shut him up. They had to inject him and shut him up.
They hit him with the jump shot.
They hit him with the jump shot. They did him dirty. They had dudes shaking this damn thing.
And they put him as a spectacle, had him running with a torch.
Yeah.
Shit shaking and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
That was actually very
wherefore they chose rather to die. Oh, Salakia. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat anything, any unclean thing. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died, and there was very great wrath upon Yasha'Allah.
Yeah, those are brothers and sisters we come in heaven. The ones that say, you know what? Fuck my life. I'm going to my father. I'm going to rest. Man. Fuck this shit here too much. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I ain't about to flee to the cave. They come get me, man. You had jakes like that was like, yo, come get me. Man. You know, you gonna put me there, put me there. All right? Scriptures even tell you better is the day of a man's death than the day he was born. Because when you born, you coming in the straight hell. People be celebrating birthdays. We another day in captivity. We be mad as hell we another year here. Y'all celebrating birthdays. We mad as hell we still here, man. Mad as fuck. We trying to go home, man. Fucking birthday. What you want, cake? You want the Oreo cake? You want no goddamn cake, man. We brothers, so we gotta wrap it up. You go ahead, call for whatever else you want to do.
You need to put anything else for your one? Anything else y'all want to bring out? You got something?
Let me see something for the second verse before. God. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 1. It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we ought to receive mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation, to make known of the truth, condemning ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. But if our gospel is hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the Most High of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the righteous, at least of the light of the glorious gospel of Yahamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. says, for we preach not for ourselves, but to Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord, and ourselves your servant, for Yahushua's sake. For the Most High commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts, which is love our mind, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach. And it says, but we have this treasure in
Earthen vessels.
Well, earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet are not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Yeah, man, so no matter what happens, man, like I said, man, you know, even though like we're going through this atrocity, or to be persecuted ridiculously, or like you said, be racially martyrs, man, like I said, our works will not be forgotten, man. You know, we shall, like you said before, you know, Revelation, like I said, if we endure tribulation 10 days or whatever it is, we shall receive what? The crown of life, man. Just like Yahushua, man. You know, Yahushua, like I said, you know what time it was, you know, he had to give us life. Like I said, he even prayed 3 times not to go to that. Well, what? The Lord didn't answer. You know, but so what? He did the will of the Father. You know? And what happened? You know, like I say, he would receive his crown. Now, mind you, this is the Heavenly Father's Son. Yahushua we speaking, man. So how much more of us, man? You know? But at the end of the day, like I said, we're going to receive our crown. Like I said, the work that we did is not going to be not for nothing, man. You know? We just got to continue to do what we do, man. Just have faith in whatever, like I said, tribulations that we do in the world or what's to come. Like you said, we got to keep our integrity. And don't forget, man, like I said, read the scriptures or whatever brothers feel comfortable that helps their spirit, man. Like I say, you got to make videos or be around a brother, or hey, even the highways and byways, man. Because right now, like I said, man, we are spiritually rejuvenated, man. We feel better now. You know, everything that we cared about the world before that, whatever we going through, it's all gone now. You know, and that's why it's important for us, like I said, to keep our candle lit, shining and bright, especially the times to come. Like the brother said, man. Because like I said, because once it's pre out to the point where, hey, we don't do this work no more, or like I said, we can't read, you know, we do scriptures anymore, that's it, man. And by the time, the work will be in us, man. Like I said, having this word is going to be, of course, faith and all that, but like I said, make sure the wisdom knowledge of the time is going to be the ingredient. It's going to be one of those key ingredients to get us out of this hell. You got it.
So with that, you know, the brothers ain't got nothing else. You know, I hope this spiritual hydration was edifying. And with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to. Hey, man, you know, you brothers stay up, stay in the spirit. You know, enjoy the brotherhood. Shalom. Khan. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, and men of great millstone, and those who teach the light doctrine. And until the next time, Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.